Thank you for taking the time to subscribe. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Is winter over? For some, it's going to be very close to being over. This here is a little bit of a different map, and I want to look way ahead out in time. This is trying to find where the jet stream is. The jet stream, storm systems tend to travel along it, and it separates some of the warm air from some of the really cold air up to the north. And what we've seen over the last week to about week and a half is that warm surge through the Caribbean for us and lifting up to the north through parts of Mexico, parts of the United States. And I do believe for the next 2 weeks as a whole, from the southern United States down to the south, we're going to have warmer than average air. And that's a big chunk of winter. This is the heart of winter. So to have warmer than average air right through here, for a lot of us, that is really going to eat away at winter. It's not to say we're not going to have some additional cool downs in parts of the northern Caribbean and some colder weather at times in the southern United States, but for the most part, not seeing anything like we had a couple of weeks ago, about a week and a half ago, with some of that snow. And you see here, just kind of finding where that warm air is, that orange shading that we have. Now today we're watching a system rolling by, that winter storm system, bringing some cooler weather, colder weather to parts of the U.S. and Mexico, but that real Arctic air, this shading up here, and that is still generally up to the north. So going out in time here, this is where I want to go out in time further. This here is by Wednesday, and you see that orange shading in here across the southern United States. So that cool air down into the central U.S., the warm air is still in place. So over the next several days, still warmer than average temperatures. That Arctic air has been holding, that came down out of the Arctic, over toward parts of Canada. Now going out in time further, we're still going to have some winter systems around. This here is by the 9th. So as we work our way into next weekend, so this is over a week from now, you see that blue into the southern United States, and that's a front that's going to be moving by. So we'll get some shots of some cooler air, but look, right behind it, another shot of warmer air. So the cool downs are not going to last too long, and still that Arctic air up to the north, so just eating away at winter. But there are going to be little surges of some colder weather by the middle and end of the month. This here is by February 12th. You still see a lot of that warm air in place and that Arctic air holding up to the north. So we're going a couple weeks out in time here. But look what happens here. Now this isn't going to be long-lived. It's not going to be a giant Arctic blast, but by the time we get into the 15th, so we're looking a couple weeks out in time here, February 15th, some of the Arctic air does dip down. You see by West Virginia right there, does dip down. And we do get some of the chillier weather, northern Caribbean, southern United States. So that'll be a significant front by the time we get into the middle of the month. But even with this said, right behind it, another shot of warmer air sliding in through parts of Mexico and the southwest United States right behind it. So even as we get some chills later into next month, they're not going to be long-lived for many. So yeah, this is going to eat away at winter. Not a true end to winter, but things have taken a turn and they're trending a little bit more spring-like for some of us. Speaking of which, you see this storm system rolling by now, dipping all the way down to Louisiana. Still a chance of some stronger storms, Mississippi and Louisiana. With that said, unlike that last big winter system, we're not seeing any snow or anything like that over toward parts of the southeast United States. With that said, there has been some icing over toward parts of Scranton, swinging back toward parts of Albany. Watching that throughout the day, you see this bigger system here. Look how it feeds it. It's amazing how the weather is so tied together. It feeds in the moisture from the Pacific right into this. Then it hits some of the colder air to the north. And of note, watching a big system rolling into parts of Western Canada and the Pacific Northwest of the United States. Plus, for us in the Caribbean, we've seen a few showers. A couple of them may have woken you up in parts of Jamaica last night. When I was watching that throughout the night, we've had a couple showers. Our rain chance gets a little higher. We've had a few showers around in some spots, but I want to show you where that rain trend is going to pick up. It's going to trend higher in parts of the Caribbean. So we'll zoom down in just a moment. Here's the setup for today. This is later this morning. There is that front, the north side of it where there's some icing and some snow. But look at that huge system rolling in parts of California, Northern California, big time flooding in some locations here. This is a change in the pattern, but yeah, we're not looking at any snow dipping down to the south. And these fronts, look how it kind of rolls by Florida. This is by the time we get into this evening. This front, though, the tail end of it dies out. So we're not going to see a big difference for us in Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Cuba, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, the Bahamas with this front. There's some of the snow on the north side of it into New England. There's that system back into the Pacific Northwest of the United States. All right, going out ahead in time as we work our way into the weekend. This is Saturday afternoon. I'll zoom down into Canada in just a second. Front moves by Bermuda, but even in Bermuda, we're not going to see a high chance of rain. The front generally to the north of the Bahamas, or at least cool, close by. We'll have some cooler nights, but still we're going to be in that warm sector. So it's not really zipping down to the south. There's some of that rain that is still persistent. Snow, higher elevations out here. Look how that just kind of sticks around. This is going out in time further to try to find the next storm system. This here is as we get deeper into next week, by the time we get into Thursday. And you see here how the storm systems are more to the north. Even a big storm system, parts of the Great Lakes over toward New England, but it's mainly rain, and that gives you an idea of, I mentioned, will winter be ending sooner than later? Well, it's not much of a snowmaker there with just that warm air in place, even as we work our way out in time. This here is by Saturday. There's that front, and you see how it's not all the way down to the south. It's not pushing Haiti. It's more so sitting up here, and that warm air quickly returns back behind it. And that's interesting. Still, once again, over toward California, parts of California, Northern California, some really heavy rain that's going to be around. Big weather events happening out there, giving you the heads up on that. So here's the tail end of the front. This is later this morning, and even throughout the day, Jamaica, a couple spotty showers for us. Our rain chance is going up slightly. Dominican Republic, our rain chance kind of spotty. Barbados, we may catch a shower over towards St. Lucia. Trinidad and Tobago, we've had some over the last few days. Still watching Guyana and Suriname. Pulling out in time here further as we work our way into the upcoming weekend. This here is Saturday. Hit or miss shower for us in Jamaica, St. Lucia. We may get a couple of those showers. Even Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis. Our rain chance is not too high through Dominica, but we could get a shower or two, but a little green popping up. So if you do get some rain, it's not going to be all day rain. It would be more of that passing variety. And here working our way into Sunday. By Sunday, spotty shower. Could get one or two in Jamaica, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, but a few more interior sections of Guatemala. But Belize and Honduras, a better chance of getting some of the rain here. So rain chance will pick up a little bit. I'll show you that on the forecast in Belize in just a second. All right, swinging back to the northern end of the storm system for today. This is later this morning. Here's Cape Breton over toward the Avalon Peninsula. You see Cape Cod right here, seeing some of that rain, some of the snow sliding in and the icing on the back side of this. We're going to be on the edge of this from Nova Scotia back toward Newfoundland as far as any snow goes. Here we are in Bermuda, and you see as this front moves in, look at that. By the time we get into Saturday afternoon, it really just weakens. We may get a passing shower. There's some of the snow near the Avalon Peninsula, and watching these little clipper systems rolling by the Great Lakes coming out of Quebec. That could bring some snow to parts of New York as we work our way into Sunday afternoon. Seas are elevated as expected. Here's meters. Here's feet to get everyone covered, but things are going to be a bit choppier, especially south central sections of the Caribbean, but the Atlantic water is generally a mess. Not quite as much near the Bahamas, but those Atlantic passageways coming out of the Eastern Caribbean, those seas are going to be higher. This is as we work our way into Sunday. So as this front passes by, we're not looking at a whole lot of rain. If we get rain, you see the blues on the map. That means those rain totals are pretty low, but we may get a few spots around half of an inch of rain. Could be a little bit more, 50 millimeters of rain for us in Jamaica. Haiti, we're looking at just a couple sprinkles. Brushing by, though, a few showers. The Dominican Republic, eastern sections, better chance of a couple showers, and then we just have some spotty showers in through here. May catch 10 to about 15 millimeters, parts of Trinidad over toward Barbados, and still seeing some spotty showers, but not nearly as much as we saw about a week ago, Guyana and Suriname. But watching these areas in here, you see Belize, and watching the islands, Providencia, Corn Islands over toward Roatan, we may get some spots through the weekend that get close to 2 inches of rain, or 15 millimeters of rain. It's picked up a little bit. Central sections of Colombia back toward Panama, Mexico City. We may see a couple showers, mainly as we work our way onto the east side. And then Merida, we could get a little passing shower with that front moving in. So you see our rain chances up some, not crazy, but a 40% chance of rain for us in Jamaica. We have a 20 to 30% chance of a passing shower in the Cayman Islands. Rain chance about 30%, some down slightly. Trinidad and Tobago, we may catch 1 or 2 showers. Barbados, 40% chance today, 30% chance tomorrow, 40% chance holding in St. Lucia. Passing variety right through the weekend. 30% chance the next 2 days in Grenada, 30 to 40% chance St. Vincent the Grenadines, so some spotty showers. 30% chance in Martinique, and about a 30% chance today in Dominica, 40% chance by tomorrow. Rain chance stays on the small side in Guadeloupe. You see how it's not too high. Could see a shower or 2 this weekend. 30% chance tomorrow. Antigua and Barbuda, 20 to 30% chance. St. Kitts and Nevis over toward Montserrat, Anguilla, St. Bart's, isolated shower. Rain chance not very high. St. Martin, Saba, and Statia, 20% chance. 40% chance in Puerto Rico today. Passing shower, 30% chance for tomorrow, and holding at that 30% chance through the weekend, U.S. and British Virgin Islands. We're mainly dry in the Bahamas. That shows you how weak that front is that's passing by. There's not a whole lot with it. 10% chance of a shower, Turks and Caicos, but a 40% chance today favoring northern and eastern sections of the Dominican Republic. Haiti, rain chance only 10% this weekend. 30% chance today in Belize, but you see by Sunday, our rain chance does bump up. Some scattered showers around a 50% chance by Sunday right across Belize. Aruba, rain chance 30%, 20% chance the next couple of days. Curacao and Bonaire, rain chance about 40% in Guyana. So it has trended down. 30% chance for tomorrow. Same thing as we work our way into Suriname and as we swing back toward Cuba. This front is so weak, so we're mainly dry. Costa Rica, Panama, the rain chance though 50%, 40 to 50% chance in Nicaragua. And you see as we work our way through the weekend in Honduras, again by Sunday, like Belize, the rain chance will bump up a 50% chance by Sunday. Mainly dry Guatemala and El Salvador. Eastern sections, better chance of a shower. Could see a shower around Mexico City on the east side and the Yucatan Peninsula just with that front moving by. I mentioned Merida over toward Campeche. Even Cancun, we may catch a shower too. Northern Colombia, the rain chance is not super high. 20 to 30% chance in northern Venezuela. And as the fronts move by Bermuda, they're falling apart. They are weakening. So we'll keep an eye on this kind of end of winter trend in some spots, at least a warming trend. Fast moving winter systems. Cold fronts get near the Caribbean, but that cold air doesn't dive as far down to the south. That warm air is remaining dominant. So thank you for taking the time to subscribe. Have a great day ahead.